So you're going to hear some audio and video of DJ Akademiks and llcoolj. DJ Akademiks decided to state some very nonsensical things, knowing the fact that number one, DJ Akademiks, his bloodline is from clear cut somewhere else. Number two, DJ Akademiks has made his whole career, his whole branding is solely based, just like Vlad, his whole branding is solely based off of hip hop and has everything to do, with hip hop. And he decided to talk a lot of nonsense about the legends, a lot about the elders who are there, and it's solely based on a monetary value, a money aspect. But let's get into it.
That's what it is. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Them old rappers, man, them niggas, bro. Have you seen any of these old rappers who be like, yo, they're the foundation of hip hop, really living good? Them niggas be looking really dusty. I kid you not. And none of y'all try to come for me because I don't fuck with y'all niggas either. So I'm just tell y'all the truth. Y'all be looking like every time there be like an old nigga talking about hip hop, you be like, yo, bro, you sure you invented this? Because everybody else living better than you.
This is something that came to my attention. It came to my attention that a DJ, and I'm not going to say any names because I don't think it's necessary. A DJ basically said that, a lot of the pioneers in hip hop are, they're dusty, or how can they be the person that, invented hip hop if, they don't have a lot of money. Or if they don't look or represent like they have a lot of dough, right? Let me explain something to you and say this for you guys. Don't confuse someone's ability to develop a business model. Don't conflate. In other words, don't think just because somebody knows how to get money or fails to get money that they didn't make a contribution to the culture. No one discusses Miles Davis's bank account. We don't talk about John Coltrane's bank account. We don't talk about a lot of even rock musicians, a lot of them. We don't talk about their bank accounts. A lot of great country artists, we don't talk about their bank accounts. This idea that you have to have money or else you don't have any value is a bad idea, and it's kind of like, it's a misinformed way of looking at the world and the culture. There are artists out here. First of all, let me say this. First of all, let's talk about like young artists, right? Who I love. I love the young artists. Let's be clear. I'm very much a guy who embraces the young artists. I believe in every generation. I believe in you. I care about you. Let me say this to you though. Today, you could come up with your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, your 20-year plan. You can go find a manager. You can find an accountant. You could find somebody that means something to you, to help you. You could find a team to help your career go to the next level. When hip hop first started, there were no managers. There were no accountants that believed in it. Record companies didn't even believe in it. Nobody believed in it. How can you make a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan on something that doesn't even exist yet, that people have never even heard of? So just because a couple of these guys and girls and people out here made songs and made music and made contributions to this culture, or even dancers danced and made these contributions to culture, just because they didn't get rich, just because they weren't able to pile up millions or billions of dollars, does not mean that they didn't make a contribution to this culture. That does not mean that they didn't do something. They created an industry that we all ate off of. They created an industry that you eat off of. When you go out there and you go monetize your brand, when you go get your whatever and do what you got to do to build your career, when you go out there and negotiate your deals and negotiate your checks and talk tough, guess what? That money, that bread, that food that you eating was created by those same people that you disrespecting. That industry was created by them same people that you calling, you know, foul words, foul language. The people that you're referring to. So my thing is this. It's always good. It's always good to get money. It's always important. It's important. It's important to get money. I agree. I'm all about getting paper. I've been talking about it my whole career. But don't ever, ever, ever confuse being rich with making a contribution to our culture. Don't ever play yourself like that again. Because trust me, you playing yourself. Because without these dudes and these girls who started this hip hop culture, a lot of the guys that's out there talking tough, you wouldn't even have a career. We'd be on the corner with a beer talking about what's the next move we gonna make. So I would say, approach this game with humility and be glad and be thankful that these pioneers, exactly, slave mentality. Be glad that these pioneers helped create this culture. And let's show them love. Let's elevate them. Let's celebrate them. That's why I started Rock the Bells. That's why I started this movement. So I wouldn't have to listen to foolish rhetoric about people that changed the world. These people changed the entire world. The whole planet runs on hip hop culture right now. The whole planet, every commercial, everything you could think of is all about hip hop. And there are people out there that started this thing, and I think that they deserve to be honored and respected. I'm gonna leave it right there.
I'm gonna say this. llcoolj has said some things in the past that, of course, I don't agree with. But he has also done some things, and he's also said some things like this, which I do agree with here. Nothing in the statement that he has made shows that he is wrong. He is 100% right when it comes into trying to compare somebody who founded something versus, trying to compare that to say like, oh, well, if you founded this, then you should have the utmost money. Right, in a sense, trying to look like Amazon's like, well, if you're trying to say that you're Jeff Bezos, then you should have Jeff Bezos money, right? And that's how he's in a sense trying to compare it. And I'm like, that's not how it works. You're comparing business where you have a system that is set in place by way of people who look just like that system, who set it and make it work, versus black people who, in a sense, were doing something while the people who established those businesses stumbled upon, or I'm sorry, white people founded, hip hop, and those same people, thought hip hop was a flash in the pan, right? They didn't really have any belief in the people. They didn't think it was going to go nowhere up until they realized that, yo, the moment in time that these people, say something, they can sway and move the public. They can gain attention. They can move the crowd. They can change minds. This is why later on they started moving away from positive and conscious hip hop to gangster rap. And that's where it's pretty much been ever since. Because everybody knows that when you had conscious rap, go back and look at the 90s. When you had conscious rap, people were at a different time in the 90s. That was a whole different time. That was a whole different era. We had black television shows, showing us like, yo, this is what a black family looks like. This is what we can do. This is what we can create, right? This is what some of the households out here do look like, right? These are our experiences. A lot of us are going to colleges. Like a different world was putting people directly into college. And a lot of people went to college due to the fact of a different world. Even I, during that time, was like, yo, I'm hearing about these colleges and this is how they having their experiences. I want to sit up there and go to these colleges too one day. That was my thought process, even while watching that at a very young age, right? And then you add hip hop directly onto that, and you add the conscious aspect of people talking about politics, people talking about society, people talking about money, right? And that'll move a whole different crowd, because even if you look at some of the white boys during that time, they were in a sense trying to be on the whole conscious, thing, like, yeah, fight the man, this, that, and the third, and yada yada yada. And it's like, wait a minute, hold on. You're white. What are you talking about? Fight the man? you know, and once they realize that, yo, it can have such a broad effect, like I said, this is when they swapped it from conscious to gangster rap. So now instead of people trying to fight the man, fight the system, fight the government, trying to assemble and trying to change things, you got people causing chaos. You have people in a disarray, right? But back to the main point, right, which is the fact that DJ Academics decided to make this type of comment, trying to do a comparison, trying to say that, oh, well, y'all founded it, but look at these young dudes out here. They getting way more money than you. They're richer than you. They dressing better than you. They driving better than you. They living better than you. Their experience is better than yours, but they didn't found nothing. So it's like, how am I supposed to look at this? It's like these young dudes, they look like founders while y'all looking like just whatever. And like I said before, the way DJ Academics is coming about it is nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense. You're looking at it from a money aspect. You're literally looking at it from a money aspect, and that's not how that works. Just imagine if people try to do that with the civil rights movement. I'm like, well, these people say that they started it, sure, but look at something like look at all these other groups like Black Lives Matter. It's like, yo, these people living, bigger than MLK, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. They got better houses, they eating better, they driving better. Just imagine if he tried to do that same comparison. Do you understand how stupid that sounds? It sounds 100% stupid. You're trying to compare people at a starting point where there was nothing. They literally built and made something from nothing. And those same people did not have the type of support business wise as LL stated. They didn't have accountants that were going to sit up there and support them. Accountants during those times, they were stealing from black people. The contracts didn't support those black artists. The corporations didn't support those black artists. Every single thing that was in a sense attached to black people was siphoning and stealing from black people. The greatest example of that is TLC. Everybody, if you don't know the history and the story of TLC, it's in a sense it's great and it's tragic at the same time because of how famous and popular they were. But the tragedy came in with the fact of, not only with, Left Eyes passing, but it was the fact of the deal that they had and how it was that, they didn't make money because everything was getting stolen and nobody went to jail for that. Why? Because it's a legally binding contract and they signed it. All they're going to say legal is like, well, you should have had better representation. You should have got better lawyers. You should have read through it. That's always the excuse when it comes to, these black and white contracts. But like I said before, when you got somebody like DJ Academics talking, he's not looking at the overall, the overwhelming, things that have taken place and that were in place during those times. He's just looking at the money aspect because he is about money. He ain't in a sense about the history because this history ain't realistically his. Like I said, he in a sense, for all intents and purposes, just like his people, just got here. But you know, like I said, and I told y'all this in a different video. For any of y'all people out there that want to roll through here and y'all want to just disrespect black Americans, y'all need to shut up. Y'all need to sit back. Like I said, it's cool. DJ Academics, he's making his money, yada yada yada. He can be with these celebrities. He made a brand for himself. That's completely cool. In a sense, for black Americans, we don't even have a problem with that in a sense. It's cool. You came here, yo, you're able to sit up there and make money. The problem that we have is when you decide to open your mouth after making that money and still making that money off of using what we set up there and created and established. Now you want to open your mouth and be disrespectful. You need to calm down because without us, you wouldn't even be here. Without us, you wouldn't even have the whole name DJ Academics because nobody would even know what a DJ is. Nobody would even know what you're even talking about. Like I said, somebody like DJ Academics, he would never go to rock and disrespect any of the founders there. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just take that back. When we think about rock, you can look at Little Richard if you want to be real, and so many other black artists. But I'm I gotta throw that in there. But if you go to rock as of now, the all white, rock. that branding. He would never go there and try to, disrespect any of those legends there. He would never try to go to country and disrespect any of those legends there. He wouldn't try to go to any other music genre and disrespect the founders or those legends there. But like I said, when it comes to black people, everybody is willing to disrespect the people who are the utmost, most welcoming, and also the same people that you're able to make money directly off of. This is what happens when people start making it. This is what it looks like. They want to come through and they want to start disrespecting black people. Let me see how I can hook these up. Oh, we falling back. Oh, nah, son, I blew a shit. Come on. Come on now.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Oh, they playing me on this. Realistically, the score shouldn't even be that close.
30 seconds remaining.
Oh. Oh, you know you a bitch. We got it though.